He was serious in the threats. He was already outside of my house sending me these threatening emails, threatening to break in and rape me. It got to the point where I felt like I was never going to get away from this man. My name is Skylar Galloway. I'm 29 years old. I live in Arkansas in the United States. I was stalked by an Arkansas state trooper. It started out as an anonymous email situation. It turned into something that, no matter how many police reports I would file, the police would not help me unless they had a name. And this lasted for 3.5, almost 4 years. He was trying to show me that I know something about you. I'm watching you. And, he would then slip little tidbits of information here and there in the emails. I strategically blocked and deleted a lot of different accounts. I was afraid that then he would, start showing up at my house or my work, and I didn't know who he was yet. He then sent a letter in the mail to my P.O. box. It had to be someone who had access to personal information from people. It was a police database that he had used to access this information. The police, each time that I filed a police report, they would just say, well, it must just be a scammer. And I said, no, it's not. This person is specifically saying things about me and my life and trying to cause fear and get inappropriate things out of me. And so then as time went on and I filed more and more reports, it got to the point where I was telling the police that, this was really serious and he was threatening me and something had to be done. He was serious in the threats. He was sitting outside my house several times when he was sending these emails. And it wound up being where the original charges that were presented was 27 felonies. I was put on the back burner because they didn't think that it was a big deal. As time went on and the emails began to get more explicit, they were more threatening, more aggressive. You could tell that he was becoming more aggressive. It scared me. It made me feel very much unprotected. I was extremely angry with the police. It got to the point where I felt like I was never going to get away from this man because I had no idea who he was. I was not going to ever get any help. There was no point in living. I was literally causing problems for my family, putting my family in danger by even being alive. And I wound up having to go to the doctor and get on medication so I didn't commit suicide. It was a very serious situation. It affected me a lot more than a lot of people would think. Every single day of your life, all day long, you're wondering, is he watching me? Is it my uncle? Is it my friend? Is it my friend's husband? Who's playing a prank? A lot of paranoia, a lot of anxiety. Couldn't go outside, couldn't go anywhere, wound up losing my job over it. I was absolutely appalled and so embarrassed and already felt paranoid. So that just made me feel so much worse. But when it came out, there was a lot of people in the comments. They were saying that I must have asked for it. Oh, they must have had a prior relationship. She must have asked for it. There was a lot of victim shaming that was going around. I just think that a lot of people have a warped opinion about, what a woman wears or how she presents herself. I would hope that nobody would have to go through the extent of what I went through, especially where the police won't take them seriously. But my biggest advice is that you can't take no for an answer. You have to keep going to the police over and over again. I said, I'm not leaving until you do something about this because I could walk out of here and be murdered. That is where it was going. He was already outside of my house sending me these threatening emails, threatening to break in and rape me. That's what he was threatening. And I thought that I essentially needed to end my life because my family was suffering so much because of what was happening with me, even though it wasn't my fault. But, once you get on the other side, you realize that it's, you can get through it, even though it really sucks, and that you will eventually have a different life.